Hello students, I welcome you all to the online video lecture on course Applied Thermodynamics. So this is the module number 1, chapter 1. So in the previous classes we have seen the derivation on air standard efficiency of Otto cycle, diesel cycle, dual cycle with the number of numericals. In the today's lecture we will see the numerical on dual cycle. Let's read the problem carefully. An air standard dual cycle has compression ratio of 16 and the compression begins at 1 bar, 50 degrees centigrades. The maximum pressure is 70 bar. The heat transferred to the air at constant pressure is equals to the constant volume. Estimate in the first bit the pressure and temperature at all the silent points of the cycle. B bit the cycle efficiency, and the last bit is mean effective pressure of the cycle. So we have to assume for air CV equals to 0.718 kilojoules per kg kelvins and Cp equals to 1.005 kilojoules per kg kelvins. So clearly has mentioned the type of the cycle, that is a dual cycle. Before solving any problem on the gas power cycles, we supposed to draw the cycle on PV and TS coordinates. So we know that the dual cycle or semi-diesel cycle or the limited pressure cycle or mixed cycle, it consists of 5 processes, namely the 2 adiabatic process, 2 constant volume process, and 1 constant pressure process. So 1 to 2 is adiabatic compression, 2 to 3 is constant volume heat addition, 3 to 4 is the constant pressure heat addition, 4 to 5 is the adiabatic expansion, and 5 to 1 is the constant volume heat rejection. Okay. Similarly, on the TS coordinates, 1 to 2 is adiabatic compression, 2 to 3 is constant volume heat addition, 3 to 4 is constant pressure heat addition, 4 to 5 is adiabatic expansion, and 5 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection. So you are supposed to draw the cycle on both PV and TS coordinates. Okay. Now let us write down the given data. The compression ratio of the cycle is given by V1 by V2, or it is also known as V1 by V3. Because if you observe the PV coordinates, the diagram on PV coordinates, we can say V2 equals to V3. V2 equals to V3. So therefore, V1 by V2 is equals to V1 by V3. Both are same. V2 equals to V3. So therefore, the compression ratio is 16. Now pressure at the beginning of compression is P1, because 1 to 2 process is compression process. At the beginning of compression means state 1, the point 1. At state 1, the P1 equals to 1 bar or 100 kilopascals. The temperature at the beginning of compression is T1, which is equals to 50 degrees centigrades. So as I told you, do take the temperature in kelvins. So just add 273, you will get 323 kelvins. Now the maximum pressure in the cycle is P4 equals to P3. So if you observe the PV coordinates, then P3 equals to P4. This is the maximum pressure of the cycle. P3 equals to P4. So the maximum pressure of the cycle is 70 bar. So 70 bar or 7000 kilopascal. Just multiply with 100. So you'll get 1 bar equals to 100 kilopascals. So similarly 70 bar equals to 7000 kilopascals. Okay. Now the most important condition he has given in this problem, the heat addition at constant pressure is equals to heat addition at constant volume. So whatever the heat is being added during the constant volume process, that is 2 to 3, is equal to the heat which is being added during the process 3 to 4. So Q2 to 3 is equal to Q3 to 4. Okay, this is a very important assumption that he has given. Okay, now CV is 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin and Cp equals to 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. In the first bit, he asked us to calculate the pressure and temperature at all the coordinate points of the cycle. That means we have to calculate P2, T2, P3, T3, P4, T4, and P5, T5. So at all the points, at all the states, we have to calculate the pressure as well as temperature. Now for the first process, that is 1 to 2, it is the adiabatic compression process. The TV relationship for adiabatic process is given by T1 V1 raised to gamma minus 1 is equals to T2 V2 raised to gamma minus 1. Just rearrange this equation. So T2 equals to T1 into V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1. So T1 is known, V1 by V2 is compression ratio, which is given as 16, and gamma is the ratio of specific heat for air, it is 1.4. Simplify and get the value of T2, and the expected value for T2 is 979 kelvins. Similarly, we have to get the pressure at second point. The PV relationship for first 1 to 2 process is P1 V1 raised to gamma is equals to P2 V2 raised to gamma. Just to do the cross multiplication, you will get P2 equals to P1 into V1 by V2 raised to gamma. So you know the value of P1, V1 by V2 is compression ratio, and gamma is 1.4. Substitute and calculate. The value of P2 will be around 4850 kilopascals. Now we got the pressure and temperature at the second state. Similarly, let's try to get the other points. So for the process 2 to 3, the perfect gas equation is, remember students, for the constant volume process and constant pressure process, you can apply the perfect gas equation, that is PV by T equals to constant. This is the perfect gas equation, okay, which is constant for constant volume process and constant pressure process. But for the adiabatic process, we have to use PV raised to gamma equals to constant, or TV raised to gamma minus 1 is equals to constant. Okay. Well, for the process 2 to 3, let us apply the perfect gas equation. P2 V2 by T2 equals to P3 V3 by T3. Since 2 to 3 is constant volume process, 2 to 3 is constant volume process, so that's why V2 is equals to V3. That's why V2 is equals to V3. So just do the cross multiplication, you will get T3 equals to T2 times P3 by P2. Both the pressures are known and temperature is also known. So T3 equals to 1413 kelvins. So 1413 kelvins. So this is the expected value for the T3. Similarly, how to get the value of T4? So in order to get the value of T4, we have to use the given condition. The given condition is heat added at the constant volume is exactly equals to heat added at the constant pressure. So heat added at the constant volume is given by mCV into T3 minus T2, and heat added at constant pressure is given by mCP into T4 minus T3. So M will get cancelled. CV for air is 0.718. CP for air is 1.005. You know the value of T2, T3. Substitute in this equation and get the value of T4. The expected value for T4 is 1723 kelvins. Similarly, apply the perfect gas equation for the process 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 process is constant pressure process. So the perfect gas equation is P3 V3 by T3 equals to P4 V4 by T4. Since 3 to 4 is a constant pressure process, so cancel these two. P3 and P4 will get cancelled, and here we'll get V4 by V3 equals to T4 by T3, which is equals to 1.22. So this 1.22 is nothing but the alpha, that is cutoff ratio. Cutoff ratio. As I said, in the constant pressure process, during the heat addition, volume at the end of compression, the constant pressure process divided by volume at the beginning of the constant pressure process. This ratio V4 by V3 is known as the cutoff ratio, which is designated by the alpha, Okay. So you got V4 by V3 or T4 by T3 equals to 1.22. Now let us try to get the value of temperature at the fifth point or the fifth state. So for the process 4 to 5, it is an adiabatic expansion process. We know that for adiabatic process, the TV relationship is T4V4 is to gamma minus 1 equals to T5V5 is to gamma minus 1, or T5 equals to T4 into V4 by V5 is to gamma minus 1. So let us do the rearrangement. For our convenience, let's do the rearrangement. Now V4 by V5 can also be written as V4 by V1. I repeat, V4 by V5 is also written as V4 by V1 because V5 equals to V1. Both are equal. See, on the PV diagram, you can see this is a vertical line which represents the constant volume process, which gives us V1 equals to V5. Both are same, V1 equals to V5. Okay. Now, so V4 by V1, which can also be written as V4 by V3 into V3 by V1. If you cancel V3 and V3, we are remaining with the V4 by V1. Okay. So for our convenience, just we have done the rearrangement. Now V4 by V3, just now we have calculated V4 by V3, that is cutoff ratio. So V4 by V3 is alpha, and V3 by V1. V3 by V1 is nothing but 1 by RC. 1 by RC. So we know that RC in the dual cycle RC, the compression ratio is given by V1 by V3, V1 by V2, which is also equals to V1 by V3, V1 by V3, because 2 to 3 process is a constant volume process. So here we have V3 by V1. V1 by V3 is RC. So V3 by V1 is 1 by RC. So V1 by V4 can also be written as alpha by RC. So you know the value of alpha. Alpha is nothing but 1.22 only. So this is the cutoff ratio, which is nothing but alpha. V4 by V3 is alpha, divided by RC is 16, that you know, which is given in the problem itself. So just simplify this, and the expected value for V4 by V5 is 0.0763 is V4 by V5. I hope this is clear. If you find anywhere any difficulties, you can put your comment in the comment box. I'll try to solve those queries. Okay, fine. Now I can get the value of T5 here. So T5 is equals to T4 times V4 by V5 raised to gamma minus 1. So V4 by V5, just now we have calculated, that is this value, raised to gamma. Gamma is 1.4 minus 1, that is 0.4. T4 is already calculated. Simplify and you will get the value of T5 as equals to 615.43 kelvins. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now the last step is to calculate the value of P5, because he asked us to calculate the value of pressure and temperature at all the points, at all the states. Okay. Now 5 to 1 is also the constant volume process. So I'm sorry, here it should be constant volume process. Here it should be constant volume process, because 5 to 1 process is constant volume process. Okay, constant volume process, where V5 equals to V1. Okay, fine. Now P5 V5 by T5 equals to P1 V1 by T1. Since it is a constant volume process, I can cancel V5 and V1. So the only unknown is P5. So P5 equals to P1 times T5 by T1. Substitute all the values, you will get the value of P5 as equals to 190 kilopascals. Okay, so we got the pressure and temperature at all the salient points. Okay, now the B bit is to calculate the value of cycle efficiency. The cycle efficiency is given by 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. Heat rejected by heat supplied. Listen here carefully. The cycle efficiency is nothing but the ratio of W net, work obtained from the cycle, divided by heat supplied. The work obtained from the cycle is a difference between heat added or heat supplied minus heat rejected. Heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. Or if we simplify further, I can write 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. Heat rejected divided by heat supplied. So use this equation to calculate the value of the thermal efficiency or the cycle efficiency of a dual cycle. Okay. Now let us try to get the value of heat added and heat rejected separately. Fine. Now the heat supplied is given by Qs equals to Q2 to 3 plus Q3 to 4, because in dual cycle the heat addition takes place partially at constant volume and partially at constant pressure. Since in the problem he has given both are equal, anyhow, for the heat addition at constant volume process, we have the equation Cv into T3 minus T2, and heat added during the constant pressure equals to Cp into T4 minus T3. So we have to multiply this with 2. Okay, 2 times 311.62. How we got 311.62? If you solve this, listen here carefully. CV is 0.718, T3 you know, T2 you know, into 2, this value into 2, because these two are equal, so that's why I've taken 2 times 311.62. if you solve this you will get 311.62, so multiply this, you will get 2 times. Okay, so 623.24 kilojoules per kg, this is a total heat supplied to the cycle. Similarly, the heat rejected QR is given by, see, during the process 5 to 1, the heat rejection takes place. So, which is a constant volume process. So, CV into T5 minus T1. So, T5 you know, T1 you know, CV is 0.718 kilojoules per kg kelvins for air. Substitute and get the value of QR, that is 209.94 kilojoules per kg. Okay, students, substitute the value of heat supplied and heat rejected in this equation. You will get the value of cycle efficiency as 0.663 or 66.3%. The last bit of the problem is to calculate the mean effective pressure of the cycle. The mean effective pressure is given by W net divided by the swept volume or stroke volume. The PM, mean effective pressure, as I said in the last class also, the W net divided by swept volume. So swept volume is the difference between V1 and V3, V1 and V2. You can take it as V3 also, because V2 equals to V3. Or the Vs can also be written as V1 minus V2, or just take V2 outside the bracket. You will get V1 by V2, or V1 by V2 is RC minus 1, and outside the bracket V2 as it is. Here, let us try to get the value of V2 here. So V2 is, just apply the ideal gas equation for the state 2. So for state 2, we can write the ideal gas equation as P2V2 equals to MRT2, MRT2, P2 equals to P2V2 equals to MRT2. So this is a volume. So if you divide this volume by mass, you will get it as a specific volume. So that's why I have written P2 into small v2. Small v2 represent specific volume. Specific volume is an intensive property, okay, which is represented by lowercase letters. Here the unknown is v2. Just calculate the value of v2 here. R is a characteristic gas constant. For air it is 0.287. So R for the air is 0.287 kilojoules per kg kelvins. Kilojoules per kg kelvins. Okay, kilojoules per kg kelvins. I hope this is clear. Now, after getting the value of V2, that is 0.058 meter cube per kg, so substitute all the values in this equation W net. See, W net is the difference between Q1 and Q2. Okay, W net is the difference between Q1 and Q2, or heat supplied minus heat rejected. Heat supplied minus heat rejected. So you'll get the value of W net. Both the values you know. So just substitute and get the value of the PM, that is mean effective pressure. Okay, RC is a 16, that is given in the problem. So substitute and get the value of PM. The expected value for PM is 475.61 kilopascals. Okay, so this is end of this problem. Okay, now let me give a homework problem which is based on the diesel cycle. Okay, just try this problem in your home and try to put your comment in the comment box. Okay, so you can take this problem. Okay, students, you can take this problem as a homework. Okay, take this problem as a homework. I hope you can see this screen. The module number 1, the first question was divided into 2 bits. Draw, okay, let me highlight this. Draw the neat sketch on PV and TS diagram of an air standard dual cycle and derive the expression for air standard efficiency in terms of compression ratio, explosion ratio and cutoff ratio. Under what condition the dual cycle becomes Otto and diesel cycle? This is a very important question which has been asked in the previous year exam, that is July 2019. Okay, similarly, okay, fine. I hope you can solve this problem. I hope you can solve this problem. See, at the last, he asked us to calculate under what condition the dual cycle become Otto and diesel cycle. Otto and diesel cycle. Okay. So this is our dual cycle. This is our dual cycle where the heat addition takes place at partially at constant volume and partially at constant pressure. This is our PV diagram, the pressure versus volume. The pressure versus volume. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now under what condition this will become the dual cycle become diesel cycle. Diesel cycle. So what do you mean by diesel cycle? It will have the 4 processes, namely the adiabatic compression, adiabatic expansion, heat addition at constant pressure, heat rejection at constant volume. If the heat addition at constant volume is equals to 0, then what I can write? I can join these 2 points. I can join these 2 points. So after that, I'll have only 4 processes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So if the heat addition at constant volume is equals to 0, then we can obtain the diesel cycle. Similarly, if I consider the same dual cycle, if we consider the same dual cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the heat addition at constant pressure is 3 to 4. If the cutoff ratio V4 by V3 is nothing but the cutoff ratio. If cutoff ratio alpha is equals to 0, if the cutoff ratio alpha is equals to 0, now directly I can join 3 to 5. 3 to 5. Then what is the condition now? 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. So here only the heat addition at constant volume. The heat addition at constant volume. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Everything is clear now. Okay. So this is the answer for the first bit. Now the second bit of the first question is, an air standard diesel cycle has compression ratio of 16 and the temperature before the compression is, 27 degrees centigrades and the temperature after the expansion is 627 degrees centigrades. Compute the cutoff ratio, net work output per unit mass of the air, thermal efficiency and mean effective pressure in bar. Okay, so this is the asked question for 10 marks. So try to solve this problem in your home and put your comments, put your answers in the comment box. Okay, so if possible solve it, and if not, so please put your queries in the comment box, and definitely in the next video lecture I'll try to solve this problem. Okay, I'll give the solution for this particular problem. Okay, I hope this is clear, because today's class is very important from your examination point of view. Okay, so please don't forget to like the channel, share the channel and subscribe the channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video on YouTube, you'll get the notification instantly. Okay, so stay safe, stay at home. Thank you and have a nice day.